seen a woman's hand burn through some man's clothes because of the intimate moment they just had.
I'm afraid not. No, that's never happened to me before.
You gotta go to where I'm from.
So, would I be correct as to assume that you all wish to take a long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Was there anything in particular that you wanted to do this evening before you all go retire to your chambers and go to bed?
Zara and Nicholas are gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
I would like to tell Zara about that item we're supposed to pick up in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm gonna listen to Nicholas and their conversation.
Siegfried is going to keep on his performance downstairs.
Okay. We'll start with Zara and Nicholas first. Samael, did you want to just go up and just have a conversation with her now, or wait until tomorrow?
No, I want to go ahead and let her know now.
Okay. As Nicholas leads you into the room, turns around to look at you with a worried look in his eyes. You both hear a knock after a moment from outside your door.
Come in.
As the doors open, you see the familiar sight of Samael as he enters the room.
Hi, Samael. What can we do for...
Yes, I wanted to let you know that the halberd I picked up the other day in the tomb seems to be an artifact of your religion, and that Gaia will have it in her possession, and that you are to pick it up sometime tomorrow.
Of my religion? But didn't... I don't know if I overheard that wrong, but didn't that thing tell you to pick it up?
No, he told me to pick up something else entirely. This item is one I picked up on my own accord. It's the one that you kept seeing the sunlight from.
Oh. Oh, well then I would be sure to pick it up right away.
Yep, that's all I needed. Anyway, I decided to let you know it's important that you go pick that up. It's directly related to your faith, and I would not like to see it in the hands of anybody but you. So,
Oh, well thank you, Samael.
have a great night.
Thank you too. And she is kind of nervously hiding her hands behind her back, and you get the sense of smell of burning.
Samael doesn't notice. He doesn't care. Later.
Good night.
Samael, as you exit the chamber and close the door behind you, Bryn, roll a stealth check for me.
Which one is that?
If you look on your character sheet, under skills, you'll notice towards the bottom, just above survival, you'll see stealth. And where you see a little dice icon with a +2 next to it, if you hover your cursor and double left click that, it'll roll the dice for you. So, Samael, as you're walking down the hall, you see the familiar sight of Bryn, who is very carefully creeping up the stairs, very slowly in a crouched stance. And he just sort of looks at you and meets your eyes, and his eyes go wide, but he continues creeping down the hallway past you. Back down.
It's apparently not strange to him, and I keep going.
Okay. Back down in the banquet hall, Linda is sitting next to Byron now, sort of snuggling up to him and saying, "We finally have a moment alone. Did you want to stay here, or did you want to go back home?"
Well, the room is closer and paid for. You can spend the evening here.
Well, we haven't spent an evening in a while. That would be lovely. We can go to bed anytime. I'm just enjoying your company. and getting to know this little creature that you've brought into our home. What did you say its name was again?
Oh, his name is France.
Francis. It's a beautiful name.
Well, we can get to know each other a little bit better.
So you're going to go help this wizard find his friend tomorrow?
Yeah. It's, pays a decent coin, so hang
Yeah.
around and see what find out.
I will retire to the university then in the morning. I won't get in your business. But please call on me again.
Yes.
If you want, I can take Francis with me, and I assume you bought him for Mother to take care of the rats. I can drop him off.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He'll stay with me for a little while.
Very well. And she just sort of lays her head on your chest as you sit in the dark in the back of the dining tavern, the ever-bright lanterns glowing around you. Siegfried, you continue to play your lute throughout the night. You have that drink with Davil Star Song, and he doesn't really tell you much that's of what he already told you before. But he pays for a drink himself with you, and you share some information with one another about your lives and where you're from. Devil tells you about his time traveling the lands as an adventurer with his group of ne'er-do-wells, and that they call themselves the Doom Raiders.
I love that name.
And back up in the chambers with Nicholas and Zara. Nicholas turns and looks and says, "Are you all right?"
And Zara's like, I feel a little weird, but I feel okay at the same time.
And I'm still listening from outside the door.
Correct.
It's just-
I'll need you to make another stealth check, by the way. Holy shit.
Oh!
Bryn, you
What?
are that was a natural 20.
Oh my gosh. He's
So-
like inside the room.
He is
He's underneath the door.
I'm under the door.
so Bryn, you are perfectly placed in the hallway with your ear close, with your natural shifter ability. You're able to hear quite crystal clear what is going on within the chamber.
He shifted into the wall. He's like the wall.
I am the wall.
Nicholas looks at you and says, This is very strange, Zara."
It's not the first time. I've noticed that occasionally my hands get very warm, but sometimes I give you a massage, and it's kind of nice, but it's
Yes,
never been like.
I've never
this
seen you
before.
burn holes through someone's outfit before.
No,
And you were trying to cast any kind of a spell on him, were you?
no, I literally cannot do any kind of spells. I'm like totally exhausted. I mean, maybe that's a part. I don't think so though. I don't know. And she looks down at her hands, and they're like starting to cool down.
And he reaches out. And he touches your hands, sort of tentatively at first, and then he grabs your hands. He holds them up to him against his chest, and he says, "You have to tell me if this happens again. This is serious. This is unusual. I mean, this could be. Perhaps this is something related to your deity. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something that you picked up. Maybe you're sick. I don't know. This is new territory for me."
Well, I mean, Dolahara, she is my deity. She is a sun and fire, that sort of thing. But I've never heard of anyone, having anything like that. And, alright, but I think there's something I should probably show you. I've been carrying it around, for forever, and I've just never really I just didn't really know what you think. So she pulls out a little pouch that's inside her wallet and takes them out and puts them down, like on the bed. She pours out little round black stones with little red marks on them. Do you know what these are?
What are they?
They're called bloodstones.
Bloodstones. They sound rare. But are they,
Yes,
are they worth a lot?
actually, they are worth quite a bit. I didn't even know at first, but they're worth like 50 gold apiece.
Damn. Oh. You've been holding out on me, honey.
And, well, they actually have healing power too. You can like press it into a wound and it will take away any poisoning or stop any bleeding. But I guess I didn't really want to show you because, well, they came from my family, and when my brother and I left, when my parents died, she just kind of trails off.
Your brother, Castor, you said his name was.
Yes. There's more I need to tell you, but not tonight. I feel really tired.
Well, by all means, I don't mean to pry, of course, my love. Whatever you need from me, I will do whatever. Whatever is required.
Thanks, Nick.
Perhaps
Me too.
it's perhaps we should get a good night's rest and get a good start tomorrow and see what the rest of our companions, if they're going to continue on with us to help this wizard and find his friend.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, and we'll be doing it together. So she kind of grabs his hand, and her hands are just like slightly warm now, and gives him a little kiss and said, "Well, let's rest up."
Okay. So as you all retire for the evening, hours stretch on, and you all find yourselves heading back to your private rooms that have been selected for you.
All but one.
All but one. And who would that one be?
Siegfried has some business at the docks tonight.
Or I fell asleep at their door.
Okay. Well, since the entire party is taking a long rest, Siegfried, did you want to do that as a separate session thing? Or did you want to do that tonight?
I'll leave it to them. I'm okay with either or.
Because to be perfectly honest, something like that, if you're leaving the party while they're taking a sleep for 8 hours, yeah, that would be something we'd want to do outside of the session. Because otherwise it's going to be them listening to you doing that for however long that takes.
Yes. Well, because I figure once he does that, he can get back in time to do... Because since I'm full elf, I only need to be in a trance for 4 hours to get a long rest. So I figure I can get that done and be back in time to finish, like, my long rest and be rested without...
Right. However, even though it only takes you 4 hours to be well rested, it takes you at least a full 8 hours in order to actually get all your slots back, all that stuff.
I just need to be at least rested.
Okay. So, do you wish to... Because, to be perfectly honest, it's not really...
It's not much.
Yeah, it's not much. I can just tell you what happens. You go off and you come back.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Then I will whisper to you, and then I will say that the party takes a long rest.
Like how, Jeremy? It is 53 degrees.
Did I miss something? I'm telling Derek what happened just now.
Did you give him a massage and burn a hole through his?
Does that make me jealous?
Brian, roll for intelligence to see if you know what's going.
No, I'm like actually. I'm telling Derek what has transpired. Are we just resting?
We're resting and
Okay.
Victory's going off and coming back.
Okay, cool.
I'm getting a whispery dude.
Ooh, whispery.
Whispery doo, whispery dee, wristy doo dee, ba dee doo. Is no one gonna acknowledge the 25 I got for my performance?
I was impressed.
I'm pretty sure Jeremy would have acknowledged it if it was a 3. Like, yeah, you did horrible. Like, they kick you out for how bad. So apparently I can always roll a d4 to add on to my stealth or performance checks.
This is a long rest.
Yes it is. It's 6 a.m. We're waking up like old people. Hey, we gotta get that early bird special.
Well, I'm going to assume that everyone went to bed approximately 10 p.m. Minus Siegfried, so you all woke up approximately 8 hours later at 6 a.m. And you're all well rested from the day prior. Everyone who lost all their spell slots have your spell slots back. You're back to full health.
Okay.
And you all assemble outside of the tavern.
And I wake up all weird because I fell asleep with my neck up against the door and gotta crack all my bones and stuff and then make my way up.
Ren, you should roll a perception to see if you wake up before them or if you wake up from them opening.
So we're waking up like old people. Okay.
I rolled a 15.
I take exception to that. I wake up at like 5 a.m. every morning.
Fair enough.
Star and Nicholas wake up at 6:07.
Okay. So after you all have a bit to breakfast, bit to eat, you all assemble outside of the tavern. Linda has gone off after her night with Byron. Byron is looking refreshed and bright-eyed, and he has his trusty displacer cub at his side, just sort of winding between his legs.
Did his date stay with him?
Byron is absolutely glowing.
Can you believe they don't actually sell ale for breakfast? Disgusting.
Oh, really?
Did you ask or are you just assuming?
I asked. They said it was too early.
Well, I will so take care of that. And she goes up to the... I guess...
Don't bother. It's time to leave.
You guys notice Byron's sticky?
Well, you know, I never finished my skull splitter, Samael. I mean, it may still be up in...
Nah, I can come back for it later.
As you head towards the sky coach, you notice that there is an individual inside of the sky coach, currently sleeping.
I light a
hello?
torch and put it next to his bum.
and it is a familiar sight. It is Esvel.
Who?
Oh, hey, Bryn, back down. Come on, turn off your torch. You know you're going to run out of those.
Well, they're sleeping on our sky coach. I mean, you gotta wake them up somehow.
I'm not asleep. I'm wide awake. I've been waiting for your fools to come outside now for quite some time.
That's the one sleeping in a sky coach.
And very quickly, Isvel stands up and says, "We meet again. Again, I apologize for the unfortunate business that happened yesterday. I was able to take care of my legal issues, and I have come to reclaim my sky coach."
Alright, well, it's yours. And Zara hands over the key.
We can't ride it?
Well, it's technically her sky coach, and, well, when she, hit my husband in the face and killed him, and had to go to court, you know.
You say killed, but he wasn't dead.
Well,
His soul didn't leave his body. He got hit, yes, and rather hard, but he wasn't dead.
I think she owes us at least a ride.
He called Samael my love. That, he was dying.
Listen, a lot of people call Samael their love. It doesn't mean they're dying. And
That is true.
she has fairly nice prices, and she did say she was going for a drink, and then after she went for a drink, we did call her, so technically, we called her multiple times while he was drunk, so it's all
Didn't you steal her
forgiven.
raincoat? Didn't you steal her raincoat as well?
No,
she
I gave it
lent her
back.
the raincoat.
I get it back.
Excuse
Maybe we
me.
should keep the keys.
I hate to interrupt, but if you would be so kind as to hand over the mechanism, the locking mechanism for the legs.
Yes.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah, don't give it to her.
I need you to walk along this line and count to 10 backwards.
While holding this torch.
Holding that torch.
She just kind of looks at you and tilts her head to the side with her hands on her hips and says, "Come on."
Yeah, they wouldn't sell me alcohol this morning either. Alright, she's probably good.
And I thank you for not destroying my sky coach. Yeah, you left it in kind of a rough place. I had to chase off a few drunks that had decided to have a sleep.
We tried to destroy it, but the thing's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, we all fell out of it.
No, we didn't.
Did you know this thing can do tricks?
And by that, she means someone was trying to point something out and their hand slipped and it didn't even crash. They got their hands back on it, which I'm pretty surprised since none of them knew how to drive it. So actually, I'm pretty proud.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the worst.
Well, we're not gonna lie to the woman.
That would be
I
wrong.
mean, yeah, she almost ran us over while drunk, but that doesn't mean we should lie to her. It's best to be transparent and trustworthy with her.
And since when have none of us ever almost killed somebody while drunk? I know it happens to me at least once a month.
It happens to you once a day, Samael. What are you talking about?
It
At
did
least you don't
yesterday.
try to burn people's clothes. Siegfried gives Zara a playful tap on the shoulder.
Zara just looks in, surprise. Oh my. I guess you learn something new every day. Well, I did just meet you guys yesterday. Anyways, here's the key.
She looks at each of you and she takes it from you begrudgingly. Look, I thank you for taking care of it. Thank you for not killing me on the spot, for nearly murdering your husband. Is any place
Siegfried walks up and tries to hug her.
She extends an arm out to your face and pushes you back and says, "Is there anything that I can I take you somewhere before I go out about my business? Obviously I'm not going to charge you from the ride."
While her arm's still out, I start kissing her arm up to her.
Oh, no, Bryn.
No. Siegfried moves his face from the hand and puts a hand on Bryn's face.
Yeah, I'm gonna interject and let him start kissing on me. I'll just step smoothly in between them.
But I start kissing on Samael.
She ignores Samael and Siegfried's, and she pulls out a hand crossbow and aims it inches away from your nose, Bryn, and says, "Is this fucko with you?"
Yes, he is.
He's basically the group's child at this point.
And tell him one more outburst and he's walking. I'll take the rest of you anywhere you want to go. But if he tries anything again, I'll take him up to the Skyway and drop his ass.
You could.
We
shoot
tried
him out.
that actually.
I did fall out once before, and I survived.
And he almost got thrown out by most of us as well. So it's good to know that the feeling's mutual.
Bryn, you better... You know, we're trying to help this man. We could really use the help.
I was just saying hi. I didn't know it was a problem.
Oh,
He's in the learning phase.
In human culture, you can
Says that.
put out your hand. Oh, sorry. In civilized culture, you can put out your hand, and if they let you, you can kiss the hand, one little kiss. If that makes you feel better. And they'll usually be flattered. And if they're not, they'll be, not kill you at least.
Hold on one second. We all keep referring to human culture, but we're in Sharn. There's not exactly a, primarily human culture here. Look,
That's
Bren.
rather racist and bigoted of you.
People like their personal space. All intelligent creatures do. I mean, don't move in on them unless they seem like they really want you to.
Or in Siegfried's case, try to always be friendly and give a hug. The worst they'll do is reject you, and not stab you.
You're saying I should try.
No!
Yeah, you should try the hug first.
But no kissing.
No! Or just the hand and like one little kiss. Like, maybe not even a hug.
As you're all having
Well,
this
you-
conversation,
everyone.
Esvel has taken the locking mechanism and she has retracted the legs. And the sky coach bobs into the air, hovering several inches off of the ground. And she looks at all of you and says, "Look, this is rather interesting. Could we maybe get along? I have places to be. If you don't want the ride, just say so."
No, of course. Take us to, what's it called? We all
Cliffside?
look at each other confused.
Yes, let's go there.
Dragon Chain, something. It's a really crappy tavern in a bad place of town.
Yeah, we're looking for
Over
the...
by the dock.
Cliffside?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Crappy Tavern?
The dragon in its
Sound-
name.
Oh, yeah. And you're talking about the skewered dragon. Oh.
Yes.
Really?
It sounds pretty screwed.
Really? You want to go there? Okay.
We're on business, of course.
Whatever. Customer's always right, or... God, I hope I never see you people again. Alright,
No, customer is not always right. Trust me on that.
everyone aboard, please.
I sit right next to her.
No.
I don't know. Hey, did I ever get the sending stone for Mr. R?
Yes, I'll add it to your inventory later.
Yeah, I'm gonna step off and I'm gonna call Mr. R. I'm just like, as much as I like you, I really don't like this attitude, and it feels like I'm being baggage, and I'd rather not implore myself on you or make it seem like you owe me anything. And I'll call Mr. R and I'll wait for that.
The stone warms in your hand, and you hear the sound of, "Greetings, sir. I take it you wish to call on me again for my services?"
Yes, I'd actually like a ride to the Skewered Dragon. I have some business. Are you free right?
Oh, of course, sir. I can be there in a matter of minutes. I see. Where are you now, currently? Within the same place that I dropped you off before?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, I'll be there as quickly as possible. I'm on my way. And with that, the sound from the sending stone ceases. Isabella looks into each of you, and she just sort of scoffs, and she says, "Again, I'm truly sorry. If you would all get the fuck off of my Sky Coach, that would be lovely.
Oh no, I'm not speaking for. I'm speaking for myself. They can do what they want.
Maybe it would be better. We don't want to inconvenience you any longer.
I'll take the ride.
I'm afraid you may not find your friend again if he comes with me right now.
Ooh, sounds like she likes me.
Goodbye, Isabel. Best of luck, and I hope you're able to recoup all right.
Oh, I'll be fine. I can't speak to the rest of you if you keep one such as that around. He's bound to get you all killed.
Are there a lot of other people around us?
There's various people's wandering around the alleyway. A lot of the bedraggled folk that you saw prior, some of the patrons that were in the tavern last night, you could see just sort of wandering this way and that way.
I'm just wondering if there wasn't a lot, we could maybe talk about taking the Sky Coach for ourselves.
Are you saying this out loud?
No.
Okay, so you're thinking this to yourself. I got you.
Please let Esmeralda be able to read mine.
So Esvel takes the stone that Nicholas produces from his pack that she gave to him the other day, and she says, "Well, I can't say that it was a pleasure for all of you. I wish."
And then I whisper to Samael, "What if we just take the Sky?"
Samael, can you slap Ren, please?
That would be illegal. We cannot do that.
Yeah,
Esvel
smacking me is illegal.
Esvel grabs the control yoke, shoots one more filthy look towards Bryn, and then rockets away from the alleyway, straight up and out towards the center of the city.
Well, she was not.
Bryn, look at me. With the guy I have coming, do not talk. Alright?
You hear the sound of whinnying, and from overhead you see a large, elaborate coach flying through the air, and you see two Pegasi strapped to the front of it, pulling it along, and a golden gilded Warforge driving it. The carriage arcs down into the tavern and comes to a stop. Whoa, sassafras, that's a good girl. Siegfried, my friend from the other day, how are you? I'm here.
Well, Mr. R. Thank you for coming so fast.
Oh, of course, by all means, I live to serve, of course. Well, especially one such as yourself. I see that you have friends. Welcome, hello. Nice to meet you all.
I will warn you, one of them doesn't hate Warforges, but he has rather a bad demeanor towards them. However, he usually won't make a problem of it. We do have a friend named Bren who does not know how to work in society, so please ignore him. He won't do anything. We'll make sure of that. He's just not used to society's means such as ours yet.
Just imagine him as like a 2-year-old, but just big.
Oh, very well.
And we have our friend Siegfried, who's a fuckface, just so you know.
I understand. We Warforged, we're not all as prim and proper as I appear to be. Some of us are a bit of a scoundrel, you know. It's just all different personalities. Everyone acts differently and the same, and it's been troubling for some, blending into society. So this friend of yours, I don't presume to know who of which you speak of your group of friends here. By all means, I understand how difficult it is to blend into a modern society.
Yeah, guys, listen to him. It's a better friend.
But I am on the clock, and he pulls his cane out and he taps the side of the carriage, and the doors open, and a ramp descends with steps. If you'd be so kind as to enter the carriage, we'll speed away. And you said you were going to The Cliffside Ward. Is that correct?
Yes, we are, my good sir. As Siegfried goes on and gestures for the rest.
The Dark Ward's a bit of a rough place, but you all look like strapping, well-armored individuals. I'm sure you'll be just fine. Where exactly in Cliffside did you want to go? It is a large place.
The Skewered Dragon. We are actually investigating a thing or two on the back of a friend of ours.
Skewered Dragon. It sounds familiar. I can get you there quickly. It'll take about a half an hour. I can fly you over there. If you'll all just come inside the carriage at once, and I will away.
All right. Zara leans over to Nicholas and whispers in his ear, "I really like this Uber sky coat."
Yeah, it
And then I whisper
sounds
to them,
really,
"Yes,
really interesting. Uh-oh.
This is my favorite driver. He's like, Siegfried, I'm going to make him my personal driver one day when I'm big, rich, and famous with my own church. This will be my personal driver, and I will give him his own house.
Zara and Nicholas get off.
Okay. So one at a time, you all enter the sky coach, and the Warforged driver taps the side of the sky coach. The ramp ascends, the doors close, and the Pegasi unfurl their wings, and you are all launched into the air above Sharn. And after about 25 minutes, the sky coach flies over the towers, zigzagging this way and that way around other flying conveyances, and you find yourselves passing over the outer western wall and heading down, down, down into an area that looks quite a bit more simpler types of buildings. No longer the towers that you're accustomed to seeing since you've been in the city. These are all regular-sized buildings of 1 or 2 or 3 levels, and they're all scattered about along the outer edges of the wall. The sets down within the middle of the district near the ship's towers district, and I have marked on the map actually where you are currently located. And just outside of an alley that runs between the streets, you notice that there is a building. Both of its front-facing windows are smashed, and a ship's anchor is lodged in the roof. And as you land, passing by via the coach, you pass through the windows, and you can see groups of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankers in the distance as you set down into the alleyway. And Mr. R, once again, taps with his cane the side of the carriage, and he says, "Oh, the destination is here. It'll be 2 silver pieces. If you ever need me again, please, by all means, Master Siegfried, call on me."
He didn't say this would cost anything.
I give Mr. R the 2 silvers. Thank you again, my friend. And I exit out and make sure Brian exits before.
Oh, again, thank you, sir. Your patronage is most welcome. And with that, the Pegasi unfurl their wings again, and the carriage lifts off into the air, back towards the city. And you are now standing outside of this building. The Skewered Dragon appears to be sort of like a ruin. And as you get closer to the outer facade, you can see like various individuals drinking, and as you enter into the building, you see a couple of them look towards your way and just kind of like, ugh, oh, more people. Oh, leave them alone. They look like they have
Zara.
some. They look like they have some money. Say, what are you fancy folk like you doing in a place like this?
Zara buttons up her overcoat all the way to the.
And I tell him to back off, or I'll throw a fireball at him.
I'll look to Nicholas. Nicholas, you're the one most equipped to take care of this one right now. Why don't you take the lead on this?
No, you've been doing so well. You got us a ride. You handled Isabel no problem. I'll let you take care of it. You know, I'm impressed with your skills, Siegfried. Let's see how you do.
Siegfried holds his brow and he looks to him. Alrighty, we're simply here to have a few drinks, you know, not many places are offering to serve alcohol around now, or any ales, and my friend Samael back here is quite
I am that.
This pug-faced man with a short, fat, balding, and one of his eyes is puffy, like he possibly got into a fight last night or early this morning, got punched in the face.
We got pink eye.
He just looks at you and he holds out a tankard. He says, I don't know nothing about your fancy words, but what do you want?
What do you recommend from the drinks we got? What would you like to?
I recommend you go stick your head in the river and have a drink, friend.
And I recommend you shove off.
See, I'll say I won't start a fight, but those two will probably mess you up if you really want to start a fight.
I have some more torches.
They have attitude problems.
Roll an intimidation or persuasion. Whichever one you prefer.
Not you. You know, I'll go persuasion because that's how Siegfried is.
Nice. The man's stops staring at the shifter who is threatening him with fireballs. Looks back at you and he stops pointing his tankard at you and he pulls it up to his mouth and takes a sip and he goes, "Oh, I've had a long night, friend. I apologize if me or any of my friends here disturbed you or insulted you in any way. Obviously, you're here for a reason. Folk like you don't come in here very often, except maybe earlier last night. So, if you're not here to drink, what do you want?"
Well, we'll still have a drink. Well, at least one of us will have a drink, but I'm actually interested in the gentleman you were speaking of last night. It actually sounds like someone we're actually looking.
I had a couple of fancy folk in here last night. So we had
One with strawberry red hair, perhaps.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Two of them look with reddish blonde hair. Very handsome, well dressed, and they left together actually. I think one of them was the son of the former Lord Mayor. I believe. What's his name? Are you talking about Rainier? Yeah, that one. What's that guy's name again? What's his father's name? Cathanir Dimmel. Yeah, that guy. That guy's a dick. Oh, shut up. He's a chip off the old block, that one. Just another spoiled rich noble who likes to rub our noses in it. But now his daddy is no longer the Lord Mayor. He can't mooch off of him anymore.
So you're saying he would be a target around here, then?
Well,
Hey, Siegfried, when you
well,
get a moment, I want to speak with you.
they left together last night. Around probably around noon. Yeah, it was kind of strange. They didn't stay long and drink together. There was some other foppish looking fool with a big hat, blowhard, like talking to himself. But yeah, those two they left, and it's funny. A couple of guys followed him out. There's about 5 guys that were in the corner drinking for hours, and they immediately got up and left as soon as those 2 left.
So, before I talk to you, Samael, if you were to mug someone or rob someone in any of the alleys around here, what alley would you choose?
Well, I can't speak for mugging, sir. That's illegal, and I wouldn't know anything about that sort of business. But the men who left after those 2 well-to-do, foppish-looking fools, I have seen them frequenting a warehouse on Candle Lane, up in the Grey Flood district.
Thank you. I go over to Samael and say, what can I do you, friend? Did I say something that upset?
No, they said something that reminded me of something. I've been meaning to sit down and talk with you about this, but I haven't had a chance yet. When I was speaking to the head of my order, she'd explained to me that a lot of people in the city currently are looking for the money that the former mayor had misappropriated. Seems to be somewhere in the air. Well, I can't say for certain if I remember exactly how much it was, but it was a large sum of money. And a lot of people are looking for it. A lot of bad people are looking for it. The mayor's son may be one of the only contacts we have into finding a lead into what's going on. I'm
But
not
we
necessarily
wouldn't be
saying
the
I
only
want the
one
money.
thinking that.
Well, not necessarily saying I want the money, but I would like to see it go back into the hands of the citizens. That being said, there's probably a lot of people that are looking to get this guy and get him in a bad way. I think we should look into this.
Yes, it furthers our cause. So, my friend, can you give me instructions to the exact warehouse, or is it a bit foggy in your map? General Street?
It's off Candle Lane. It's in Grey Flood.
Great Flood Candle Lane. How many warehouses are there? Many or just a few? It's by the port, so there may be a few.
I want to say
Fishy smelling it.
I want to say this one, this particular warehouse, I think it's owned by the Boromar clan. So, you see their symbol on the door. That's definitely it.
Zara turns to Byron and she kind of says very quietly, trying to not, so that the tender can't hear it. Said, "Do you know of this place that he speaks of?"
Yes, I do. It's I know it quite well. I lived just above it.
Oh,
My
really?
family has the resident is in the just above the old keep apartment with the cross warehouse.
Huh. Is there anything else you know about the area?
Well, it's awful strange that someone coming down here all dressed up, all finery is coming down to waterfront. That's crazy. You're bound to be mugged, if not killed outright for your coin in your purse. No one down here has that kind of coin.
Maybe we should have dressed a bit differently today. Anyway, alright.
I turn to the rest of the party. Alright, so we have our lead, and we know that the man we're looking for is not very bright, according to our friend, so let's get going and hope he's alive.
Alright.
And again, I thank you for the information.
Oh,
Maybe after our business is done, we'll come and have it.
well, that would be something. Well, if you're not dead, by all means, come on back.
Oh, well, alright. Thank you so much for the information. Do you have any, just dull morning
Oh, hey, you're welcome to take a draft off of the tankard over there in the corner. Nobody drinks from that piss water.
It's
I
best
would
to
do that.
or just ale? Do you serve ale in the morning?
They serve
I'm trying to
ale.
help.
They serve ale all hours of the night. This is a tavern after all. Who the hell wouldn't want to sell ale all hours of the day and night? We never close.
The Grey Sword.
Oh, that place. That guy's a dick.
All right. Well, 7 quarters of your, ale. Just make sure it's like, the cups are like clean and nobody coughed in it or anything. But yes, and I'll pay you.
I'd like a Shirley Temple.
All right. Will this gentleman like a Shirley Temple?
Bryn is a Shirley Temple.
And the man with the shiner heads behind the counter, and he begins doling out cups. You watch as he very meticulously cleans each one and sets it down in front of you. And he pours out from the large cask sitting on the counter. He pours out each one and hands it out to each one of you. He's like, "There you go. Anything else you want? I ain't got no food."
Can I identify the person who's coughing in this room?
Yes, there's the man in a corner, and he is currently stuffing his face with what looks like some sort of gruel.
Cheese.
And every time 2 or 3 bites go in, he starts hacking and coughing terribly and spitting chunks across the table. But then he continues to eat the gruel. Like, even though it's hard, it appears to be difficult for him to stomach, he continues to eat it.
Someone get that man cheese. Cheese heals everything.
Yes, as so we've been told.
Samael is actually bringing his cup down and says, "I could use a refill. Somebody seems to have drank all mine."
And mine doesn't have a cherry in my Shirley Temple.
Oh my gosh, Bryn.
You all the cherry, Bryn.
I don't see any cherry.
Alright, one
Because
more
you are
cherry.
cherry with your sweetness. You're the topping to the drink.
One
Bryn.
more cherry and one more ale.
The man with the shiner very quickly doles out another ale, and then you watch as he reaches behind the counter and pulls out a bowl of cherries and just sits them on the counter and slides them over to you, Bryn. And he says, "There you go, kitty cat."
And I say, well, thank you. At least somebody understands me. And then I eat the whole bowl of cherry.
And I pay for everything. How much will that be?
"Oh, there's gold, a bowl of cherries. I'd say 2 gold ought to settle it."
Two gold?
Yeah.
It's my favorite in.
Oh, you did want to dress up nice to come down here.
I mean, yeah, there's no menu. They're gonna charge you whatever they feel like. I can't even be mad at the guy.
Alright, she pulled up
Are you
2 gold.
according to your clothing?
Those cherries are pretty expensive, especially in this part of town. I mean,
Especially that whole... When's the last time you saw cherries somewhere? I mean, I'm surprised we had any. So I'm gonna go ahead and say cherries are pretty expensive on their own. Like probably,
Sounds like you guys want some.
probably half of that was...
Alright, and she gives him 2 gold pieces and she just smiles. Thank you.
And he takes each of the gold coin pieces and puts them in his mouth and just kind of like wiggles it in his teeth, chomping down on it, looking at it, looking at you, and then very deftly shoves it into his pocket. Says, "Oh, if you need anything else?"
And thank you so much for the information.
"Hey, you're welcome."
We should get a to-go bag of cherries.
No.
You ate
Alright,
all.
let's
You ate all
on
my
our way.
cherries. That was every cherry I had. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get them? As your friend said. Now I gotta go all the way up to the Duro Ward and buy some more.
Well, what if you paid us to do it? We could do a quest to get more cherries for you.
I mean, he has a point, but I mean, you have to make a net gain, and how many cherries do you actually go through that it would make it worth it to pay us to get?
Zara slips him another silver. Alright, let's be on all.
There's gotta
Sentry
be some
smiles and
evil
gives the man a
troll.
wink as he heads for the door.
Gotta be some evil troll or goblin that's hoarding the rest of those cherries.
Yeah, his name's Brine. He ate them all.
You know, Bryn, I think I've thought of the perfect job for you in society.
National Cherry Eater.
You should own a cherry farm.
Oh,
And
I
then-
will-
Yes. All right, let's be on our way.
Okay. So it takes you some time passing through the streets. You see various dock workers walking around. You see various individuals. You see a few city watch, no city guards, but you do see a few city watch meandering along, just kind of giving stern looks. And as you get closer towards the Greyflood district, you eventually come across Candle Lane. The buildings on either side of Candle Lane are so tall and so tightly packed together that the light touches the street only at high sun. And gloom envelops the narrow alley. Nearly all of the street lamps have been smashed. And the only light that pierces the darkness and the gloom in the alley is a faint flickering down the lane, like a distant candle. As you get closer and approach the end of Candle Lane, you see an ever-bright lamp flickering and kept alight by a continual flame. And you see a warehouse directly across the street from the lamp. And you see the very familiar sight of the Boromar clan painted above the door's handle.
I whisper to the group, guys, we should probably try to be sneaky and stealth our way through. You know, check out the perimeter and stealth around before we try anything. See if he's even there. Because even if we ask these kind of people, it's not going to be a nice answer.
I can check it out. Zara and Nicholas didn't hear me last.
I don't know if I trust you on.
The building is appears to be a ramshackle 2-story warehouse. And staring at it from where you're at currently in the alley, you see that the warehouse itself stands at the back of an outer yard beyond a high fence. The gate to the fence doesn't appear to be locked, though.
I opened the gate.
Siegfried's gonna try to stealth over the gate and peer in.
But I'm already in.
Okay,
I
if
wanna
you...
go in the shadow.
I'm still gonna stealth so I'm in the shadow, so if he causes any shit.
Anyone who wishes to stealth may roll stealth now.
All right, I'm
22.
rolling stealth.
I'm already in while you guys wait your turn.
Byron stubs his toe
Oh.
and hits the fence as he walks through.
So what is? Oh, what is everyone?
I bumped into Byron. It was my fault.
You didn't see me.
Standing within the yard, you see what appears to be 3 points of entry. You see a front door, you see a large warehouse loading door, and you see that almost all of the windows on the facade appear to be painted over.
And you do realize they already know her.
As you get closer to the front door, you see that it has what appears to be a sliding peephole.
I peek inside.
Okay, you want to peep inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you head up towards the door, Bryn, and reach up with your finger and slowly slide the peephole aside. Looking inside, you see shadows. Make a perception check. Okay. From within, you hear a sound of scrambling, and you see shadows moving within.
You guys should come check this out.
Did Zara roll?
No.
I can roll
mean-
for her.
Okay.
I didn't even roll for Nicholas.
Should we roll for Nicholas? He rolled a
Nicholas roll Flash's badge.
He's sleepwalking.
Yeah, let's roll for, let's see, stealth for Zara.
Siegfried is just the shadows right now.
And I'm looking through a peephole.
That's my second 18 in a row. I think this new update fixed me.
Hey, it's possible. Let's see, Zara, you rolled a 17.
Yay.
Okay, so you're currently standing, Bryn is standing just outside the door. You're all within the yard. And Bryn, you just saw shadows and heard the sounds of scrambling from within the building.
Seems like no one's home.
What would you like to do?
I tell the group to come on over and check it out for.
Hey, Sam, you just want to kick the door in because they already know.
I think we should, or I could throw a torch in there.
I say let's kick the door in.
Let's kick it in.
Okay. So, who's kicking the door in?
That
I'll
would be me.
Okay.
Zara is staying in the back. He's watching.
What would you like for me to roll to kick this door in?
You can either attack the door or you can roll a strength athletics check. Okay. Samael, as you step up to the door, you take one step back and put a foot forward and hit the door squarely. Boom! And it slams open. And as soon as you do that, you hear a strange noise. And more crashing. And as you head into the room, you see crates and barrels directly in front of you. And it is currently very dark. With all the windows painted, it's very dark within here, with the exception of a few torches lit here and there.
I loudly announce knock, knock, and walk into the room.
Okay. So you're just walking into the room and saying knock, knock?
Yep.
All
Dude,
right.
does somebody say who's there?
Actually, yes. You do hear a noise. You hear, in response, you hear knock, knock. You hear your voice repeated back to you. And you hear another squawk. And suddenly, several bipedal birdmen leap out. Draw their weapons. And begin rushing at your face with their blades drawn. And that's where we're going to end the session.